Imagine this situation clearly, where you check the calendar and realize rent is due today. But the money in your account is not enough to cover it, creating immediate pressure that feels overwhelming and urgent. For many people, this moment triggers panic, stress, and emotional instability because housing is directly tied to safety and survival. However, in a real financial crisis, the most important shift is moving away from fear and into structured thinking. Because panic does not solve problems, but action does. The first priority is to slow down mentally, accept the reality of the situation, and understand that even urgent problems can be broken into manageable steps. When emotions are controlled, decision-making becomes clearer and more effective. Financial pressure does not disappear instantly, but clarity creates control over the next move. This is where practical thinking begins to replace emotional reaction. The first action in this situation is identifying the exact financial shortfall with complete clarity. Because without numbers, it is impossible to create a solution. You calculate how much rent is due, how much money is available, and how large the gap actually is between the two. This simple step transforms a vague fear into a specific target that can be solved logically instead of emotionally. Once the number is known, the situation becomes measurable, and anything measurable becomes manageable. Confusion is one of the biggest causes of financial stress, and clarity immediately reduces that burden. With a defined gap, every next decision becomes more focused and purposeful. Instead of thinking I have no money, you begin thinking I need to cover this exact amount, which changes the entire mindset toward problem solving. The next step is immediate communication with the landlord, instead of avoiding the situation or hoping it resolves itself. Many people delay this conversation out of fear or embarrassment, but silence often reduces available options. Early communication can open doors to flexibility such as partial payments, extensions, or structured arrangements depending on the landlord's willingness. The key is to remain respectful, calm, and professional while clearly explaining the situation without unnecessary emotion or excuses. In many real cases, landlords prefer honest communication over last-minute surprises because it shows responsibility. Even if flexibility is not guaranteed, initiating the conversation early gives more time to explore alternatives. In financial emergencies, time is one of the most valuable resources, and communication protects it. After communication, focus immediately shifts toward protecting cash flow by eliminating all non-essential spending until the crisis is resolved. This means temporarily pausing subscriptions, entertainment expenses, unnecessary purchases, and any form of spending that does not directly contribute to solving the rent problem. Every small amount saved becomes part of closing the financial gap, and in emergencies, even minor savings matter significantly. At the same time, attention must shift toward generating fast income through practical and realistic methods, such as short-term freelance work, gig economy jobs, delivery services, or local paid tasks. The goal is not long-term wealth building at this stage, but immediate financial stabilization. Speed and consistency matter more than perfection and execution during urgent situations. Another important step is converting unused possessions into immediate financial resources by selling items that are not essential for daily life. Many people underestimate how much value they already own in the form of electronics, tools, furniture, or unused equipment. In a crisis, emotional attachment to material possessions must take a back seat to financial survival priorities. While selling items may not solve everything alone, it can significantly reduce pressure when combined with other income efforts. Alongside this, reaching out to personal and professional networks can create additional opportunities, whether through temporary work, short-term help, or paid tasks. These connections often provide unexpected solutions because people are more willing to help when asked clearly and directly. Once the immediate crisis is under control, the final step is building a long-term recovery and prevention system to ensure the situation does not repeat in the future. This involves developing an emergency savings fund, improving budgeting habits, and creating multiple income streams that reduce dependence on a single source. Financial stability is not built during emergencies, but before them, through consistent planning and disciplined behavior. The most important lesson is that avoiding action makes problems worse, while early response expands available options. Rent emergencies are stressful, but they are solvable when broken into structured steps rather than emotional reactions. Ultimately, financial resilience comes from preparation, discipline, and the ability to act decisively under pressure instead of freezing in fear.